Good afternoon, Matt Silver with Trucker Tools here with Jacinda. Start things off, tell us a little bit about yourself and what it is you do.
Hi, Matt. Thanks for having me on. My name is Jacinda Duran, or Jacinda Lady Truck'n. I am a lady truck driver out here on the roads. Um, Different experiences, starting out as a third generation truck driver, so generational. I've hauled dry van from reefer to enclosed car hauling to oversized, many different aspects of trucking, and really proud to be out here.
Awesome. Well, sound like you're a little bit of a jack of trades there. But today we want to
Absolutely.
focus on some of the truck parking. Start things off, what makes parking such a challenge for the over-the-road truckers, especially when you look at overnight parking?
Well, I think the first thing I'd like to say is that it's limited, number one, okay? And depending on what kind of freight you're hauling, also affects your parking, meaning size, loads, and also locations. The other thing is shifts. With ELDs now, we're all on a schedule, so we're all competing to get to that parking spot, before nighttime falls. And for some reason, Walmarts have, limited our parking. It used to be a lot more available, but not so much anymore for some reason. Also, like I said, with the ELDs, is our hours of service. That's probably one of the biggest factors is beating the next driver to the available parking spot.
Absolutely. It's a little bit of a race out there.
Yes. So the earlier you start, the earlier you finish, and the more likely you will have to have free parking, I guess. Let me emphasize on that too. For some reason, I guess, what is it? Supply and demand, it seems like it's affected truck parking also. They know we get there. So I've also seen paid parking increased. You can go to some of these truck stops and 2 lanes are reserved. So that's been an interesting challenge.
Yeah, I've heard quite a bit about the big trucking centers moving to more reserve models, but
Mhm.
there's kind of that ebbs and flows with it, right? The benefit being that you'll get live inventory generally when it's a paid scenario as opposed to a free scenario.
Mhm.
Want to touch on some of the things that we're adding in the Trucker Tools app, specifically on the parking side of things. We started an integration with a company called Truck Park. They're one of the largest parking platforms in the market. So they're running out there, aggregating all of this inventory from private parking lot facilities, and then displaying that right in our app. Any driver using our app can find the parking, they can reserve it and pay for it right in the app. That way they know when they pull in, they're going to have that stall available for them. You don't have to show up and hope that something's going to be available. Also, with that, at each location, you're going to see the amenities that are available at the parking location. So you'll know, is there food available? Do they have showers, repair facilities, anything like that? Truck Park is very focused on the safety of the drivers. So you'll see what safety measures are in place also, not only to protect you, but also protect your freight, especially if you're running something that's open deck. So it'll notate, are there security cameras? Are there security guards? What kind of gate control access is there? Maybe it's a live guard at the gate, maybe something that scans a QR code. Every day, Truck Park is adding more and more parking to their ecosystem. So as they add, we're seeing that as well. They've certainly been in the press quite a bit in the past few months, making announcements of new partnerships that they've got. All of that inventory is trickling right over to us.
Mhm.
In addition to what we're doing with Truck Park, we're also bringing in Secure Space. Secure Space right now does a lot of movement in and out, or the coordinating of movement in and out of docks. We're bringing them in because they're aggregating parking stalls the same way that Truck Park is, or very similar to the way Truck Park is. But we've also gone another step further, knowing that not everybody can pay for these premium reserve spots. So we started
Mhm.
pulling in a lot of data through something called TPAS, so the Truck Parking Availability System. And this is something very prominent right now in the Midwest states. There's a lot of other government projects to bring this into more states. So Indiana's coming soon, but already in the app, all of these parking facilities in Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Michigan, Minnesota, Ohio, and Wisconsin are all available. All of that parking inventory is available right inside the app. So you'll be able to see it. And to make it even easier for all the drivers, as soon as you open the Trucker Tools app, it's going to identify where you are and click the parking button. You don't have to know zip codes or anything off the wall where I always get caught up on where am I exactly when I travel. It geolocates you. So all you have to do is hit the parking button and it's going to find the parking availability for you. So it's super
nearest you. Okay.
I did want to ask you, what is your strategy for parking in general? How do you go about finding the parking stalls today?
Well, most of it is pre-planning, through parking. A lot of rest area parking, truck stops, using Trucker Tools. Pre-planning my days is the biggest thing with my allotted time to travel during the day and, my anticipated finish. It says, how long does it take to book a parking space with the Trucker Tools driver app? And how much does it cost? And how far in advance can you reserve parking?
Yeah, all very good questions. So inside the app, like we talked about earlier, open it up, hit the parking button. It's going to geolocate you. So it just takes a couple minutes to find the parking stall. Just pick out your favorite one from your preferred vendor. You can reserve and pay for it right in the app. Average cost right now on overnight secured parking is about $20. You can reserve any of those parking stalls up to 90 days in advance. So I can't imagine anybody booking 3 months worth of parking. But if you know for sure where you're going to be and you need some availability, it's all there for you. Cancellation is free up to 1 hour before your reservation start time. And I think that's an important piece of the puzzle, just because, it's freight, right? Things happen, people get delayed. Maybe it's no fault of the driver. Certainly docks might be closed, might take a little longer with some congestion that they have. So you can always cancel reservations up to 1 hour before the start time. If you cancel inside of that hour, it is non-refundable, unfortunately. And with the wallet feature inside the Trucker Tools app, you can just load a credit card, or you can always use
That's what I was going to ask you.
Apple Pay. Yep, so you don't have to remember any of your card numbers. If you're like me, that's always the biggest struggle, is remembering that payment card information. So we store it all right inside the app for the driver.
And Steve, the simpler the better, right? Simplifying our lives on the road with one click of a button.
Yeah. We're always looking for those next big ideas on how we can help out the driver community. So anything anybody's got, please get it to us. We're certainly interested. Before we take off today, Jacinda, wanted to thank you for jumping on with us and sharing with us a little bit. Let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
Well, Trucker Tools, number 1, and number 2 on all social media platforms, Jacinda Lady Truck'n, TRUCKN, and on the Trucker Tools.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you.